Greetings and salutations. It is I, Professor Macabro, here again to regale you with a movie review. Yes, indeed. Watched The Killer Kites to clear my old noggin, and it really helped. It helped, and helped me with insomnia. Professor Macabro has been going through a really bad case of insomnia. It happens. It comes and goes. It's a whole thing. But lately, with a whole bunch of stuff that's been happening, and what happened with Wes, it's gotten a lot worse, I will admit. But decided to watch Sewer Gators, that movie that was referenced in the Killer Kites movie at the end, when the climatic battle and then the little epilogue. They talked about it so much it piqued my interest. I was like, well, I better watch what this thing's about. So I did. Yes, indeed. I found it on Tubi. But, as Killer Kite said, you can find it on Amazon Prime, or buy the DVD, which I suggest you do. Yes, indeed. And it's made by the same people. It still has the lady with the weird accent, but in this one, her accent isn't as pronounced as in Killer Kites, which I thought was quite weird. Like, maybe, they wanted her to have an accent. I don't know. But she doesn't have a pronounced accent. Maybe she is foreign, and for this one, Sewer Gators, she tried to do a more of an American accent. And she's joined by a sheriff kind of guy, and Brock Peterson is back. Yes, the reporter from Killer Kites makes an appearance in this one. But we'll get to him over here. What is Sewer Gators actually about? Well, it's basically Jaws. Yes, indeed. It's Jaws. It's about this rural town where they're going to have a big old pumpkin festival. And the pumpkin festival is going to attract tourism. And it's going to save the town. And, basically the plot of Jaws. But people are starting to get eaten by a gator. But that comes out from the bathroom. So don't question how the face of a gator would fit in a bathroom. The first victim of the sewer gator is, taking a seat taking a dump, and after a minute of, bodily sounds, the gator starts gnawing his buttocks, his rear end, and he's like, ah! And then somehow he gets dragged into the sewer by the toilet. So the toilet's like this size, and the human body is this size, so that's some force from the gator. Got sucked right through. Kind of like with the blob, when the blob sucked that guy through the faucet. Yes, indeed. And they start reporting, and it's like, well, I think there's a gator in the sewers, and he's eating people through the buttocks. We gotta cancel the pumpkin festival. And the mayor's like, no, we need that pumpkin festival money. So you can't cancel it. Resolve it. And then we have the Quint character, who is played by the guy with the backwards hat in Killer Kites. And he's like, I'll get your gator, I'll gut him, I'll skin him, and you can have the tail and the parts. It'll only cost you $2,500. And they're like, huh, we are poor town here. You see, we rely on the kindness of tourism and the pumpkin festival. We can't afford your $25,000, so fuck off. And he orders the sheriff to do it. And that's when the lady from Killer Kites comes in as the gator expert. She's the expert that is going to help the sheriff deal with the crocodile thing. And Brock Peterson comes back. Well, actually, this movie came out before Killer Kites, so this is his first movie that I know of. But he got killed by a gator in this one, so how was he alive in Killer Kites? So, I don't know. They don't really address that. Multiverse, I guess. This is a different reality from Killer Kites. And, but people are being killed. The mayor eventually gets attacked and in the bath, and that's when He allows the not Quint guy to come in, but they don't really want to pay him because they don't really have the money, so he doesn't go. Then he's attacked, and that's when he joins the fight. And yeah, this is actually, in a way, it's better done than Killer Kites. Killer Kites, of course, came out later, so that one has some improvements in the image quality, in the editing, but I dug this one. Again, it's clearly a Jaws ripoff, but with sewer gators. But I had fun. The humor, I will say, is a little better in Killer Kites than this one. But this one, whereas Killer Kites had PNG kites flying around and a practical kite, this one actually has a CGI gators moving about. At the end, they do encounter a big-ass gator, and it's actually moving. It's actually like a computer-generated image of a gator. But then they have some stuff that I enjoyed. I had a laugh with. They have this lady, which is the secretary, and she's, cooking something, and then from the faucet, these little plastic gators come out, and they start attacking her to bring her down, and then she gets up, and you have a little gator stuck to her face, and that had me bawling. That had me laughing my ass off, because that's the kind of humor that I like. And I know that kind of humor is an acquired taste, but again, one of my favorite comedy movies is Hot Shots Part 2. So right off the bat, you know the kind of humor that I enjoy. And this had balls of it, had a whole bunch of it, and made me chuckle quite a bit. Maybe actually chuckle a lot more than with Killer Kites. And but the effects are way better in this one than in Killer Kites. So yes, I highly recommend Sewer Gators. Like Killer Kites said, you can find it on Amazon for $1, but I would suggest you get the DVD. Always support physical media. Get the DVD of this one and get the DVD of Killer Kites as well. Support this Paul Dane guy and the projects that he is. I will have to IMDb him and see what other projects he did that are up in Tubi, because I'm liking the style of this guy. Again, everything's well shot. A lot of things seem to be improv. They do follow the script, and some of them are improv because you do have the flubs when people are talking over their lines and then they have to repeat their lines, which again, in my opinion, adds to the charm of this kind of movie. It's as well shot. It doesn't look cheap. The editing is pretty good. Again, much like Killer Kites, has a few plot holes here and there, but some continuity errors, but nothing as very egregious that will be like, oh, this sucked. I had fun with both Killer Kites and now Sewer Gators, and I highly recommend you give them a watch. They last like an hour, 10 minutes, so you're not going to lose that much of your time. And if you're like me, you're going to have a good time watching both of those movies. You can do a marathon with them. Yes, indeed. Have you seen Sewer Gators? Did you hate it? Did you like it? Let us know in the comments down below. But until I see you all again next time, this has been Professor Macabro thanking you, wishing you always the best, and I wish you also a good evening.